Hello and welcome to Redbud. Today is February 14th, Valentine's Day, and nothing says love and romance like some chainsaw work out in the back. I've got 4 or 5 trees I'd like to take down today. One of them's going to be this maple tree right here, and luckily they're a little bit smaller, so I don't need to rope them up. They're in a place where I can follow them and it's not going to hit anything else, so hopefully those go a little bit faster. When I rope something up, and I have to be really careful, it'll take me about an hour and a half to rope it up and get everything right. But with these, I'll just kind of lift up a level, which is what I use my axe for, and kind of determine the lean of the tree and figure out where the tree wants to go and see whether it's okay to drop the tree there. And if it's good to go, then I'll just start cutting and drop the tree. All right, here we are at the second tree that I want to take down. Not too big of a tree, it's maybe a foot across, and here we are at the base of it, and I've cleared off the bottom, but as we kind of travel up, we see this hairy vine, and that hairy vine is actually poison ivy. And you see, as of when I bought the property, I cut the poison ivy vine with a bow saw, and that kind of killed it and left it to die. But this poison ivy, the oils in the poison ivy are still active years after you cut it. So this tree is good hardwood, and that I'll use for firewood. But I have to be very careful. Once I drop the tree, I'm going to use my axe or hatchet to kind of chip off this poison ivy, get that off the tree before I cut this into lumber, and definitely before I burn it. So a little bit of danger there. I'm highly susceptible to poison ivy, but it's not evil, wicked magic. It's just you have to be careful with it. So something to take care of. One tree down, 3 to go. This is tree number 2. It's with the poison ivy on it, so going to get on the ground, going to limb it up. But every vine that's on that tree is suspect. We have plenty of other vines. We have cross vines and strangler vine and all sorts of things. Those don't cause a problem, but the smaller the vine is, you can't tell what it is. So gonna get this one on the ground, limb it up, and then probably take the axe and the hatchet to it and chip off the poison ivy. So step number 1, get it on the ground. We're going to try and get it just a couple feet to the left of where it fell, that first tree. That should make it easier, kind of get the limbs off and not have to cross over the tree that's already on the ground. So. So, what did Steinbeck say about the plans of mice and men? And I had a plan, and just cut down this tree. And what had happened is this tree's branches grew up through the top of the leaning tree, and I didn't think that was going to be a problem. So I've got the thing cut, and I've put in the falling wedges on the back, trying to force it in its direction. I don't want to cut anymore because I don't want to remove the hinge. But those branches are growing up through another tree. They're holding in place. So now I went and got my rope bucket. So the rope bucket means that I use my throwing bag or a slingshot to throw some string through the tree. Then use the string to pull a heavier twine rope through, and then use that twine rope to pull a full-size rope through. And then I'll use the come along to one of these trees up here and use that come along and the rope just to pull those branches through that leaning tree. So what should have just been a couple minutes has now turned into 45 minutes, an hour, just to rope this stuff up. It's a pain, but you know, what can you do? You just roll with it, I guess. So here we go, ropes and strings and plans. Alright, 2 down, 2 to go. This is the smallest tree that we've got next, no poison ivy. I think the bulk of it's leaning this way, although the branches up top are leaning the opposite way. So I'll have the falling wedges and hatchet ready so that I can kind of tap that in, kind of encourage it to follow the direction I want. Yeah, so 3 out of 4. Let's see what we can do with this one. Alright, typical with me, according to plan. Right as I'm making the back cut and thinking, oh, I'll take out the saw from the tree, you know, and then put in the wedges and force it down, the wind picks up and then pushes the tree back into the saw, so the saw is hung up in the tree. So what I've done is got the rope up there real quick, got to come along. This tree is a lot smaller, so it shouldn't take too long, but man, you just never know with these things, or I mean, you never know with me. I mean, we're just not careful enough, but we'll get the tree down. So come along up over there, but the tree's kind of right behind me there. Unfortunately, the saw will fall out. It's not that far to the ground, but you know, you hate to do it. But so let's get this tree down. Let's get it on the ground. Alright, here we are, last tree. Let's see if I can point this out. It's this tree right there. And there we go. And it really tails off at the top. I can't really get the top into the picture, you know, from this distance where I'm setting up. So no doubt where this tree is heading, no matter how high the wind is going to be. Question is hopefully I can drop it in between some other trees so it doesn't get hung up. You know, it's dangerous where a tree's hung up in another tree, because there's a lot of potential energy there to, where, you know, you make a cut and it might roll off, might fall. We do not want that. So last tree of the day, let's get on the ground. Alright, we got the last one on the ground. We're going to clean that up, but we'll just call it the end of this video. And 4 on the ground, some ups, some downs, some good things, some bad things, but overall nobody got hurt, so that's always a win, right? So we'll catch you next time at Redbud.